Morning, everybody. Jeff with HKS Lock and Safe. Hope you're doing well. So you notice my clock here is 8:25. No, I'm not trying to pull a fast one on you. As I was doing the rechanging batteries in the camcorder to film this to do part 2, I got a call from one of my customers. Of course, always a frickin' drama. So I had to go there and open up their safe. It was for a restaurant in the area I do a lot of work for, so I was ended up going there and getting that open, so I couldn't do this all in real time. So what are we doing today? Well, we've put the status of our 34 in there, and we're dialing, instead of all wheels left, all wheels right, we're going to take, if you know anything about safe locks, you know forbidden zones. So wheel 3 should be actually less combinations than the than any wheel 1 or 2, and we already have wheel 2, or at least that's what we think we have. So we're going to clear that out because we know there's a forbidden zone. So we're going to do usually, let's just do 90. We're going to do forbidden zones usually 90 to 10, somewhere in there. So we're going to do that. We're going to do it at increments of 2, and we're only going to do one wheel. So we could do 1 wheel, 2 wheel, or 3 wheel. We're going to do 3 because we know how these locks work, forbidden zones, so it's going to give us less to actually test, so it'll be faster. We're going to do it in increments of 2. Once again, that's a status bar. If you want to watch that wind down with full 100 numbers, it's usually 10 minutes at steps of 2. With a little bit less, it may be a little bit less than that, so should be about 8 minutes or so. So we're going to start that up and see what kind of results we get. We got that zeroed, so we're going to start dialing. We're going to take the results from that. I got to clean up around the shop today. I'm filming this, which is nice. That's what this tool is designed for, is you can do this, use this in the background while you're making money and doing other projects that you need to do. You could have the system do it all itself. All you got to do is set it up, hit go, and get busy with other stuff you're doing. So I'm going to be cleaning up around the shop, so if you hear rattling and stuff, that's just me. I'm not going to comment much, so figure it out yourself. Should be just about finishing up. We're at 81 now. Okay, so we've got the results. Everything's listed in here, so let's see what we got. I like to look in the graph section. It's easier for me to interrogate and read and make sense of. So what we're looking for is basically these two to come closer together, and we're looking for something that's actually, if you look in here, well, we know 34 is already in there, so we're only looking for wheel 3. So let's see if we see something that really points out the obvious to us. Okay, so you could see right here, your delta's totally changed. 66, 69, fall, fall, large, large. 2 increments there. So if we look in the 70s area, right here, you could see 9.1, 8.6, 8.7, 9.3. That's a quick indicator of something that's changed as far as the where the contacts are. We have contacts usually of the 8 area is like really odd. So you see it jumps from 1 to a 9 to an 8. We're going to take that. We know that number is 71, but let's just say we didn't know that. Let's take that and let's fine-tune that. So we'll fine-tune it from 67 to 77. Let's do that. So we're going to just change this 67, done with that, to 77. Done with that. And we're going to do increments of 1 because we want to fine-tune that and see what's going on in that window. So we're going to go back to this. Same thing. We're just doing wheel 3, 67, 77, increments of 1. And we're going to replot everything. Double check that. That's straight and square. Good to go. And that should be pretty quick. I mean, we're only going to do 10 readings, so it should be no more than a minute or two. And what we're looking to see is big changes between left and right contacts, which will give you a delta reading. So you're looking for a big significant change in that value. you could see clear as day. Our real number is 71, but you could see clear as day that went from 91, 91, 92. Now we've got 85, 86 rather. So we're pretty much in the 9 areas. Once you see it fall from 9s to 8.6, you see there's something going on in that area. Yeah, see, so you can see these 3 are marking, indicating there's something going on in that 72 area. We'll do the results once we get that finished up dialing. I'll show you the results in the other dialing page and the graph section. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the graph section here. And there it is. So you can see, let me enlarge this a little bit so we could all see. So yeah, that's clear as day. This is your typical, what you're going to see 90% of the time, 90% of the time, and then boom, you see a huge jump in that gap. What would I say? I would say between 70 and 74, which then I would say maybe 72. So that's what I'm going to use, is I'm going to highlight 72. Even though I know the number 71, we're going to do 72. Alright, so I'm going to highlight 72. And we're going to run a wheel check on it. Well, we already know that that's wheel 3 because we only were doing 3 wheels, sorry. So I'm going to apply that to the combination. And we're going to go back to start. Okay, so we have the number 34 and 72. Those were really good results. So we're going to go from, this is the low speed, sort of the manipulation section of it, to the high speed, which is the auto dialer section. So 34 and 72. We're going to put that in there. We're going to do wheel 1 is unknown. And we're going to do 30 to 36. And we're going to do, the other one we know was 71, so we're going to do 68 to 73. I like to just go like a couple high and a couple low on each side. So yeah, that's pretty close. So we're going to start that, continue. Everything needs to be re-zeroed. Okay, let me fine tune that. Yep, that's good to go now. Alright, so we in theory, even with all those numbers, have 4,158 combinations. You can see how fast that clicks those guys off right there. Worst case scenario, it's going to be 53 minutes. We should be done well before then, though. And this basically turns it into the high-speed auto dialer that everybody knows and gets mesmerized by. Yeah, that's pretty quick and aggressive. Smooth, but quick and aggressive. It's actually quicker than the QX3, which I had, and I just sold that recently just to buy this one. This one will do all the other features that the QX3 does, but the manipulation is what I wanted it for. So, alright, so you can see how it's basically transferring from each number, doing it in a nice step of progression, working up the chain, then go to the next number, working up the chain, go to the next number, working up the chain, next number, and then when that's met, you go up there. Our last number is going to be 27, so it's going to be a little bit. So yeah, it'll end up being, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So if you want, hang out, or if you want to just fast forward it till that gets to about the 27 mark, that'll be good too. Much faster than you could dial it, or I can dial it, that's for sure. And with most Group 2 combination locks, your typical numbers can be off by 1.5, sometimes even up to 2, but usually about 1.5 is a pretty standard that you could be off on the combination. So it actually does cut down, although in theory we know the combination, it could be off by a couple numbers, so it sometimes dials much quicker than you think it would. I will be doing another video after this one. Further down the line, I'm going to be doing a video with the Sargent and Greenleaf model as well. Maybe a couple others, Ilko, a couple others. Just showing you the ins and outs. There's a couple different ways to use this system to interrogate locks. Pretty neat. You could do look at the wheels and just see the different where the high and low spots are, and then you could set your test and drop in locations in that area. It does a lot of things. You can see where the high and low marks are for the Lagarde. I wheel mapped it in increments of 5, which I found that was useful for that number 5 setting. I was able to map the whole wheel in the increments of 5 and see the highs and low spots. Then take the lowest section of that wheel and park stuff there to see what was showing. So it's all time though, unfortunately. It takes more time. In theory, yes, this should pop your lock in 1.5 hours if it's a perfectly done lock and everything's indicating well, but it probably would take a little bit longer than that. For most of them, I would definitely allot at least a couple hours for each opening, but it's nice for being able to manipulate safes like that. Either way, guaranteed. Also, having owned the ITL 1000, which was like the granddaddy of all auto dialers, I've owned the ITL 2000, which was its replacement. I've owned the QX3, which was probably the newer model of that system, which is really actually a very nice system. This is really very, very similar to that, other than it has the transducer pickup and does the manipulation process with the software. Very similar design. The base plate is actually a much better design. Overall smaller footprint, so you could use it on a bunch of different extra safes that may not been able to be fit on with the old system. But the new system, maybe a little bit faster dialing, believe it or not, even for the auto dialer. Maybe just the phrase faster, or maybe it's just my my interpretation of it, but definitely it seems pretty fast, much smoother. But the big benefit of this one is the manipulation, which does not wear on the lock as much as doing the full 3 numbers as the auto dialer would. And once again, I did set all these in increments of 1. I could do increments of 2. I'm sure it'd pop it as well. It's just a matter of, you know, I'm going to try to do it for sure. I'd rather spend a little bit more time and get a perfect result than have it skip over. If I was just using 2 numbers, it could miss the number. As a matter of fact, I'll do a second video on this. Well, this will be a third video, rather. I'm going to change everything to increments of 2 and then see how much faster it takes. So once this pops, I will shut it off. We'll redo it again, and I'll do it in increments of 2 and see how long that takes. Everything else will be the same, but it'll be increments of 2 as opposed to 1. So it'll be half. It should be less than half the time. So right now we're 10 minutes into it. And at the time it's going to open, we'll be at about 1,000 combinations dialed in that 11 minutes. It's pretty damn good, right? there you go. So the real number is 273471. But like I said, you're usually off by a little bit. Combination is, it is open there. So we're going to pause this. That's going to be it for this video. I will come back with another video, do same thing using these numbers, but I'm going to do it in increments of 2. Alright guys, so we're doing the same thing here. This is our new video. We're going to be doing the speed dialing section of this, but we're going to be doing it in increments of 2, which is obviously a little faster than increments of 1. And we're going to test this. And let me just zero that. Okay, that's zeroed. So we're going to do that. So on this one, if you're doing increments of 2, you got 800 combinations and you're talking 12 minutes. So you're talking really high speed at that section. Same thing, we use the same amount of numbers, same opening gap, we're just using it in increments of 2. So that takes you from an hour to 12 minutes. Big difference, huh? And you can actually see those dialing started time is 9:04. Let's see what time we finish at. Alright, there you go. 9:04, 9:07. So let's say 9:05 to 9:07. It was 9:04:51 to 9:07. So that's pretty damn quick. So anyways, that is it. Jeff, HKS Systems. If you need this service or any safe service, please give us a call. That's our specialty. That's what we like to do. We'll help you out, give you the good guy deal, and treat you right. So if you need that, give us a call. Jeff, HKS Systems, Lock and Safe, 847-204-7046. Take care, guys.